We're live, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Uh, we're your last night productions. I'm your host, Carlos. With me today, I got Samantha. How's it going, Samantha?
Hey, what up?
What's up? We got Ozzy over here. How's it going, Ozzy?
Good.
First time on the show. You ready for this one?
Oh yeah.
Ready for the Evil Dead. And then we got Juan. How you doing, Juan?
Hello.
Ian, how you doing? How you doing? Christian, what's going on, dude? Christian's beaming in. Our resident gremlin.
Yeah.
Today we are watching Evil Dead Rise, the new Evil Dead series. Well,
Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
What will be.
this one is directed by, I believe it's Lee Cronin. I don't think I've ever heard of any of his work. We got starring in it Lily Sullivan, Anna Marie Thomas, Noah Paul, Richard Crouchley, Mirabai Pease. A lot of newcomers, new faces that I haven't seen before. But this one takes place in a high-rise apartment rather than a cabin like we're used to in the Evil Dead franchise. We follow Lily Sullivan, who plays Beth, who's an aunt, and she's visiting her sister's family when her sisters, well, I guess technically her niece and nephew, find the Necronomicon and they summon the Kandarian demons. But yeah, I guess I'll ask you guys spoiler-free reviews. Sam, did you want to start us off? What did you think about Evil Dead?
You want me to start? It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I think the graphics and the visuals were really great. The storyline wasn't it for me.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch.
Would you recommend everybody run to the theater for this one?
Yeah, especially if you like Evil Dead. But I'm a fan of Bruce Campbell myself, so.
Oh yeah, we're missing Bruce in this one. Ozzy, how'd you like Evil Dead Rise?
You know, as a person who's always seen like all the Evil Dead movies, I really enjoyed like the gore, the blood. Like they definitely gave the fan service on it, and what's a good way to put it? I'll watch it again.
Ooh,
I'll
okay.
watch it again.
Okay. Nice. Juan, how'd you like it?
So I did really enjoy this movie. You know, at first I didn't know what to expect with like not having the original cast. You know, like none of them from going to the movie, but I feel like it was a good one. Not my favorite Evil Dead movie, but yeah, it was a good watch.
Yeah. Ian, did you like this one?
It was better than I expected. I was not looking forward to this at all. I don't know. I didn't like the remake at all.
The 2013,
Yeah,
I think it was.
I don't enjoy that one. And this one, just from the trailers, looked a lot like that.
That's true.
But no, it was better than I expected. I get where Samantha's coming from. Like, you know, it didn't blow me away. Like, it wasn't amazing, but it was fine. Yeah, I can't say I didn't enjoy it. That's a double negative. So therefore I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a good time. You know, am I dying to see it again? Not necessarily. Having said that though, I don't regret seeing it. It was decent.
Nice.
Yeah, just off the top of my head. So.
Christian, did you like Evil Dead Rise?
Yeah, I thought it was competent enough. I have only seen the first Evil Dead, so I guess I'm like the least experienced in that regard. But
You're missing out on the best ones.
I know.
Evil Dead 2.
I want to watch the second and third one really bad, but
yeah,
I got a backlog.
I
also have ADD, so you know.
Very, very relatable.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness is the third one. That might be good for your ADHD or ADD.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean,
What do they
honestly, the second one too, though.
Yeah.
They're very fast cut and short.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's true.
they're pretty like attention gripping, and just like really, there's always shit going on for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good.
Evil
They're
Dead
fun.
movies are good for ADD or ADHD or whatever the hell you have. I feel like everyone, especially nowadays, has a touch of it, right? Like
Yeah.
our phones and
I
shit,
have to
you know?
watch
I
a
think so.
Subway Surfer down in the corner of anything that I'm watching.
Any movie, you have to
Any
put
movie.
Subway Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that in the first one.
The Subway Surfer.
Or just the ADHD,
Oh,
ADD
yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. The story was the least interesting part to me.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like it wasn't terrible. Like I was invested enough. I had to pee really bad, so
I know, right? Like as soon as it started,
I got up right when the credits rolled. I was like,
I'm outta
Yeah,
here.
I saw Christian
know.
take off, and I was
I
like,
heard both of them go like, I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Louis,
They were like,
Louis,
took
I
off.
gotta
Was it that
Yeah.
bad?
yeah. I hated this. I had to get out immediately.
It makes me pee.
It added to the tension. I was nervous the whole time.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
As for me though, I think I had a good time. This was a fun entry. You know, I'm right there with Ian. The 2013 one, it was okay. You're missing Bruce Campbell. You're missing chainsaw hands.
Yeah.
You're
There's a
missing
cha-
one-handed
there isn't- but
boomsticks.
There's a chainsaw in the remake, from what I remember.
Yeah, you
But
always
it
have to have a
just- it
chainsaw in the Evil
just-
Dead.
Yeah, it just
Right.
didn't do.
I don't
do-
remember
what-
the remake. I think I watched.
Have you
it,
guys
but
seen the
like,
remake?
I don't remember it honestly.
You haven't seen the remake?
I'm with Christian. I've only seen the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ozzy, what do you think of the remake?
So, for me, how did I put this?
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
You're good. I would say for the remake, it didn't really like get my full attention compared to like the originals. Because something about the originals, like I don't know, like I just had like that love for it. The 2013 one, it was more like,
Because I remember when the 2013 one came out, a lot of people really liked it just because
Right.
it was really gory.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't
that was
saying
the
like the
main
story
reason.
was good or anything. They were just like, oh,
Well,
it's gore.
I feel that's the
And
same
it's
thing
like-
about like the new Halloween movies. Like, oh, they're so brutal. They're so brutal. It's like, like I don't really like them
Mhm.
because I think the story is fucking. I didn't even see the one that came out last
Mhm.
year because I knew I didn't like it.
that's fair.
Having said that, I really like. Well, not really like. The first Terrifier is decent. Oz and I we were talking about this earlier. I do like the second Terrifier movie, and I feel like, you know, it's almost like to the point where nowadays you can't just run on being gory and brutal because like so many movies are doing that now. Like Terrifier, I think really picked it up
Yeah.
to the point where it's just like you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna be good because it's like so many movies are doing that now.
Yeah, it definitely
Like-
has to reach the mark for like the categories, like a certain level of gore, certain level of like story, and then certain level of like suspense. you
Yeah,
know? Like,
exactly.
The
it has to-
trifecta.
Yes,
Yeah, the
the
trifecta.
Holy Trinity.
Yeah. The characters, they were okay. I think the story was a little lacking, but I did like the premise. We changed it up from the cabin. 2013, we just did this exact remake. We went back to the
the
same
cabin.
cabin, I think. This one we try to change it up, and we're in a high-rise apartment. It's like dilapidated, so the staircase falls down during an earthquake. The elevator's all broken up. Which we kind of got like a spoiler alert. It's like a branch scene from the original, but only this one's in an elevator with wires,
wires.
with
Yeah.
elevator wires.
Oh,
Definitely caught that.
okay. I didn't. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did
I
it
got that almost right away.
No, I was
Really?
waiting for it. I was like,
Yeah,
uh-oh.
yeah.
All right, the whole
Hands,
time I thought that
arms,
was gonna happen
legs.
too. When they
Don't
grabbed
do
the
it, don't
legs
do it.
too, and I was like, oh shit, and then they didn't do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't get okay because because when I think of the trees, that's the first thing I think
yeah.
of. So I okay.
In the well, is it okay to talk about spoilers a little bit?
Wait, hold on. Wait, let me before we
not
get
really a
into spoilers.
spoiler.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
He was looking at the Necronomicon, and there was a page where it was like her stomach split open, and I thought that was going to happen to her. Like it was a picture of her
Oh.
being held up by her arms and legs.
The
Oh.
same girl or just another girl?
It was just in the book.
oh,
It was like
okay.
a premonition kind of
Okay,
thing,
interesting.
and I thought it was going to happen to her, but it didn't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, anyway, this one, it's not like too campy like the original ones. It's not like funny to laugh at. It's more serious, kind of like the 2013 one felt. No comments really on the soundtrack. It was fine. The Necronomicon though was scary this time around. I was really
They
invested
changed
into it.
it. They didn't have the face.
So
Oh, you're
Christian,
right.
Christian,
Yeah.
Christian,
It's right
comment-
behind us.
Christian had a funny comment
Yeah.
on the Necronomicon in the theater. Christian, what do you want to repeat what you said? Because I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
Whereas it's like the Monster Book of Monsters and Prisoner
my-
of Azkaban.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, I was gonna go under a bed and like attack them or something.
It did look like that.
Yeah, with the teeth on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like right next to one, you can see it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think that's the only connection though, really, with the rest of the Evil Deads is
They should've kept
we
the
have like a
face,
book of
though.
the dead.
I agree.
Yeah, they should have kept the face on the book.
That's
what
kinda
made the
makes-
book.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
It's still creepy though, and then
It
like the
was.
drawings inside of it were super creepy.
Mm.
Yeah.
But before we get into spoilers, I will say I think this one's a lot of fun in the theaters. I heard a lot of people like gasping, and one guy was just talking through the whole thing.
Did you hear
He was
that?
like talking us through the whole movie. I don't know what was going on with that guy.
You know that fish in SpongeBob where he goes, "Shut up!" I wanted to do that so bad.
He's gonna throw some popcorn,
There
but
was at one point in the movie, it just got quiet, and you could just hear him hella loud.
What could he even be
Yeah.
I
talking
don't know.
about?
It's like,
oh, man.
Main character.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say go see this one in the theater. It was a pretty good scare. Like we were saying, it's gory, bloody, and I think that the actors all did a pretty good job on this one. Would have liked a little bit more connection to the rest of the Evil Deads. Like I was saying, it's just the Necronomicon that shows up. It was still fun though. Recommended. But now, should we jump into spoilers? Let's jump into the spoilers, everybody.
spoilers.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Anyway, we were talking about the tree scene. Spoilers alert. But yeah, the mother, she's the first one to get abducted or possessed rather by the demons. And she goes in the elevator. I guess, does she get killed? She almost like gets hung and like
Yeah, kind of.
broken.
They
and shit.
they pretty much just left her hanging, and then they just cut to her possessed.
Yeah.
You know?
Which I try to remember that actress. Was it Anna Marie Thomas?
I think so. Yeah, no, that's not her.
Probably the first.
She's the one in the cabin.
Oh.
Maybe her.
Is it Alyssa Sutherland?
Yes.
Alyssa Sutherland.
That's-
She was
that's the one.
creepy in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she
like
was pretty creepy.
the main demon.
Yeah, she's the main deadite.
Did I?
She did a great job with like the smiles, like
Yeah.
just having like that.
Just being creepy.
Yeah,
we-
just being in general.
we have a name for that kind of smile. Now there's a Glasgow smile. It's like when they cut your cheeks. There's like another rictus grin. Is that also kind of something?
Oh, I don't know.
Smile?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I
Mhm.
don't know. But yeah, she did definitely have that going on throughout the movie.
Christian, what was your favorite part of the movie?
I like when they have. I couldn't tell, were they like combined at some
Mhm.
point, like all the demons?
So I think they ripped her open, and then they all like, I don't know if they went inside her and they all combined. Or something. That's what it looked like that was happening.
See,
Right.
Jeez.
that I don't know if does anyone else have anything to say about that before I say anything.
It reminded me of The Thing, maybe.
Well, see, that's I didn't really care for that. It seemed
Mhm.
like it belonged in either that or like a David Cronenberg movie. Like,
Mhm.
just didn't. I don't know.
You don't think
I
it
just-
fit this movie?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to-
personally. I mean, it wasn't horrible. Like, it
Mhm.
didn't ruin anything, but I was just like, I don't know if that really works for me.
Mhm.
I thought it raised the ante up a little bit more than just another girlfriend running towards you.
I guess
Like the original ones?
thing when that happened in the movie, it lost steam a little bit for me. And then what was it, like a wood chipper,
Mhm.
whatever the hell that was? That was neat.
I like when
but-
when they put her into the wood chipper.
Yeah, that was neat. But at the same time, it didn't really matter that they were all combined. Like you could put anyone in a wood chipper and it'll be, kind of
Mhm.
exciting. It doesn't really matter if they're like horribly combined into one entity.
Yeah.
But,
It is something we haven't really seen before in Evil Dead. We've
but-
seen
but see,
skeletons and
I don't
zombies.
need to see that in Evil Dead movie. It's like I
Right.
can watch
Yeah.
so many other movies where that happens.
Mhm.
and it works. And it's just like for me, I was just like, I don't know. Again, it wasn't horrible, but it just I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
Did you like it? The like spider family?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Yeah, it was
fine.
okay. Like it wasn't,
I didn't like the premise of them like ripping her apart to get inside of her. I was like, what's going on?
Again, like it just I feel like that belongs in like again, the Fly or the Thing.
more like monster movies.
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. Like when I think of Evil Dead, I just think of deadites.
Mhm.
Just like turning their heads around, being nuts, and this, that, and the other thing. Like when it gets to, I don't know. It just kind of took me out of it.
Mhm.
I don't know. Well, see, that's the problem with these. It's like, oh, we need to do something different. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, but I'm paying. I didn't pay, but I'm going to see an Evil Dead movie.
Mhm.
That's the tough thing. That's why I'm kind of against just keeping these franchises alive. It's just like it's a double-edged sword because it's damned if you do something different, damned if you don't. Because if you do something different, oh, it's not Evil Dead. If you do the same thing, oh, it's just the same thing. It's like you can't win.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how about you just do something different entirely?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Different
that's why.
franchise.
That's why I kind of I do my best to just kind of move on from these franchises.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even though having said all that, going into this thinking I wouldn't like it and not really looking forward to it, I still walked away having a good time, which is nice.
Did you
I thought
guys
the
have
imagery-
the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I thought the imagery was probably my favorite part of the whole thing. Generally,
I agree.
Yeah. For sure.
Putting it in a apartment complex, high rise, was neat.
Yeah.
I like
That
that
apartment
setting.
living, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's an Italian movie from the '80s called Demons 2 that takes place in a
Oh, plug your
I
mic
think
back in.
Lost you.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Demons 2 that takes place and people I watch on YouTube are talking like, oh yeah, the new Evil Dead looks like Demons 2, and it does, and that's it was neat. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but it's kind of neat to see shit in a apartment complex or urban setting kind of.
Good
Yeah.
difference.
Like that's what I like
Yeah.
about Candyman. Candyman takes place in Cabrini Green in Chicago,
Mhm.
which is a
The new
I guess-
Candyman or the
I think both.
both?
Both take
I haven't
place
seen the
in,
new one yet.
Cabrini. Good, you don't need to.
Oh,
Have you seen the
okay.
original?
Yeah, I've seen the original.
So
Yeah.
it kind of like it takes place like that's where Candyman kind of dwells in that like dilapidated picture
Mhm.
looked up.
Yeah, the new one's the same.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's called Cabrini Green in Chicago.
I've never seen Candyman.
Should watch it. It's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
The original. In my opinion.
Watch the new one though.
In my,
I haven't
in
seen
my,
the
in my,
original.
in my opinion,
Hmm.
I like the original.
I'm not
Yeah. Did
surprised.
you guys like the high-rise apartment complex setting?
Yeah, I feel like it was a good change of scenery
Yeah.
and just out in the cabin, forest, and type like that. But
Yeah.
it was a good little change up.
We did get the cabin in the intro.
Right. We did.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
I
was
feel
it.
like in the high rise, it felt more like they were actually trapped,
Yeah.
Yeah,
rather
right.
than out in the forest, But
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is pretty scary.
yeah,
We
I
should-
thought they were gonna go back to where they were on before they went one day earlier. I was surprised they didn't go back because there's that scene at the lake, and they're like one day earlier, and I
Is
thought
that the
that would lead
sequel?
up to that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
At the end, they pretty much at
They
the end they
kinda-
just came full circle, right?
They
'Cause-
did, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the chick, we find
Yeah.
out the chick is like
Like how she got
lives-
possessed when
lives
they went
in
to the cabin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I love that intro title card.
Hmm.
The intro is kind of just a separate story, separate family. I guess it's more of a group of friends, but
Hmm.
one of them who was from the apartment gets possessed and kills her like boyfriend and her friend. And then we get that
cousin,
her cousin. Oh yeah. And then we get that sick ass Evil Dead Rise title
She's like
card.
rising,
oh my
yeah,
god.
she's
that
like
was
lifting the
pretty-
ladders.
That's
I
right.
love it.
That was so
That was
sick.
pretty cool.
I did like that title card.
Yeah. I need to set that as my desktop background.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, make it a GIF. You can like kill your battery and put it on your phone.
There you go.
That'd be cool. Did that intro work for you guys? I don't know. I was kind of checking my watch at the intro there. I was like,
Yeah, I was a little worried at first. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Hmm.
Reminded me of Return of the Jedi.
Oh no, really?
How
The intro
Return-
or the whole film?
The intro. And it's funny because the part that reminded me of Return of the Jedi is the part they were paying homage to for the first Evil Dead,
Hmm.
and a lot of like the wacky first person going through the woods.
Yeah.
It reminded me of
Oh.
the speeder bikes. in,
Oh,
Return of
okay.
the Jedi. And but it's
I love
funny
that.
when I watch Evil Dead, I don't get reminded. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the scenery was a little more like Return of the. I don't know. I was just like reminded me of the speeder bike scene.
Sam was thinking it was CGI that opening.
Yeah,
I'm sure it probably was.
I really like the original with the first one.
Mhm.
How it looks, it's all creepy and everything. I was like, this is computer generated. Like,
yeah,
this is-
Yeah.
exactly.
They didn't
yeah,
sell me.
they didn't actually because what they say they did for the first ones, they got like a 2x4 and just strapped the camera on
Mhm.
it. You know, they didn't do that for this.
No.
No.
And should they have? I don't know. You know, that's probably a pain in the ass. Why would they? The reason why they did it back in the day is because they didn't have the money to do it any other way.
It's more
like-
believable. though.
Right? Yeah. No, there's like charm. There's charm to that low budgetness.
Yeah.
You know, like I think a lot of people forget that there's a lot of charm to like this sort of craftsmanship of filmmaking.
Hmm.
But
While we're on the topic of the like CGI and special effects, what do you guys think about that? I think Juan brought it up first. Weren't you
What?
saying you like the special effects? Or was that Christian? I can't remember.
I like the imagery.
The imagery.
Imagery.
Was the CGI and special effects good for you?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was, it didn't blow me away. I was just like, oh yeah, creepy things are happening in this apartment.
Yeah. It wasn't too cheap, like the CGI. I think I saw a couple blood splatters.
it was
Maybe.
fine. It was fine. You know me. I'm a stickler for that. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
There was one specific one where, what's her name? Ellie, the mom. She was laying in bed, and then Beth comes over and checks on her, and there's a window behind her, and it's supposed to be rain, but it looked like shooting stars, and I was so distracted
Oh.
by that the whole time. I
Yeah.
was like, that's not rain. What's happening?
That's funny.
I even leaned to him and I was like, is that rain? Do you see that?
That's funny.
Fireworks.
Yeah. Rain,
Yeah, yes.
fire raining down.
Mhm.
A fire in the sky.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was whatever. I didn't like. I don't know.
The makeup looked fine. The cheese
man.
grater scene was fine.
I don't say, well, I
I
don't
actually looked over to
I-
you to see like your reaction. I was waiting for that.
I don't get that. So I don't get why that's such a big. Everyone keeps talking about that. I don't get why that's such a big deal.
I don't want that to happen to me.
I
Getting
saw it
cheese grated, that's
Well, see,
horrible.
everyone keeps calling it a scene. It's not a scene. It's a shot. It's
Yeah.
like
like
a
1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it really
true,
was.
that's true.
I thought it
When
was
she
gonna be
grabbed
like,
it, I thought there was gonna be like a
grating
big
cheese,
something,
you know?
like,
Yeah.
but it was just like it looked
It's
like
like,
little
why are
scratches.
people
It's
making a
just
big?
boop.
I mean, sure, like
Yeah.
that's just a little bit like that, and the tattoo gun. It's like okay, I
Mm.
guess that they're making new weapons. Sure,
Mm.
it's just like I don't get why people keep talking about that. Like it's not
Yeah.
really like that gratuitous or anything, or like
Mm.
oh my god, the cheese grating scene, the one that goes for like a minute or not even a minute, a second.
Cheese grater.
When they were in the kitchen, I leaned to Carlos and was like, "Get ready."
Yeah, yeah. I knew.
Wait.
I was like, I know there's a cheese grater at some point in this fucking movie, so it's probably somewhere in the kitchen.
But when it happened, it was like I do that on my bike all the time. Like that wasn't bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Precisely. Like, and again, it's just like it's kind of hard to get wowed because it's just like we've seen a man like cut off his hand with a chainsaw
Mhm.
and just all this crazy shit
Mhm.
in the first 3, and I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of just hard to wow people when it comes to these movies. Well, for me at least. I don't know about for everybody else.
I feel like when Ellie bit off that guy's eye was more.
I remember there's a part in there. This is one thing I do remember about the remake. There's a part where like a hypodermic needle goes into somebody's eye and they have to pull it out of their eye.
Mhm.
It's just like, okay, that's a whole other subject, I suppose. But
Wait, was that in this movie?
no, it was in the
No.
She got close with the
right. I thought
tattoo
that's what
gun.
they were gonna do again. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm kind of glad they didn't do that because it's just, I don't know.
Kind of. It's totally a off-topic tangent, but I did an Ask Reddit one time, and it was like, if you had a needle coming at your eye, would it like just turn into a black, or would it just be a little dot?
Oh my god.
Mhm.
What did
What would it be?
It's a
What
good
did you get?
question.
What were the
I love
responses?
that.
just one response saying you probably wouldn't see it, but still, it's like it would feel like an eclipse. I think like you just have
Maybe
this-
so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Going back to Juan mentioning the eyeball scene, I don't know. I think it was Gabriel that got his eye removed,
Mhm.
right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's just the guy across the hall.
Yeah. I like the scene afterwards where like I think she spits out the eyeball and it goes to like the other.
Oh yeah, she
mouth.
made a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sort of confused me. She spits it out into like another guy's eye,
And then they didn't show him after no more.
What do you say, Christian?
or like I was kind of confused. Like she's like the eye went out of the one dude's eye, and then she like spits another eye into another person's like eye
Yeah.
socket
Down his
or
throat.
something.
Yeah.
Killed that kid with Gabriel's eye.
So he went out. That's how he went out.
Yeah.
What a way to go. I did like that scene that preceded that is we get a perspective from the peephole
Mhm.
when she starts
Mhm.
massacring everybody in the hallway.
Right.
That was kind of a fun perspective change.
It was all right. Yeah. You know, it wasn't horrible.
And then she
It's
talks to the little girl
Mhm.
through the peephole.
Right.
What do you guys think about the callbacks to Ash with the shotgun and the chainsaw?
Oh, the shotgun. The older tenant,
Yeah.
played by Mark Mitchinson, he comes out with a double barrel,
Yeah.
and then our hero, she has to pry it from his cold dead hands. Like she has to like peel each finger
Yeah.
off.
I had that thought when she went up to him. I was like, he's in rigor mortis, babe. And then she's like ripping his fingers off. I was like, yeah, cool.
Do you think that was like calling Ash like an old man, and
don't
it's time
know.
for the change of guards? Let's have the
time for
ladies
the-
take the
time to
shotgun
have
out.
to let go and stuff like that. I
Yep.
don't know.
Kinda funny.
Maybe,
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe.
And then her picking up the chainsaw too at the
If
end.
that's the case, it's just like just make new fucking movies and don't keep making Evil Dead movies again. You know, just let Evil Dead be dead.
Well, that's why I wish she when like very at the very end when she was leaving and then she went back for the chainsaw. It's like is she gonna be pretty much the new Ash Williams for the if they continue making these Evil Dead movies?
Did that happen in the 2013 one? Did Mia take her chainsaw with her? Did she even survive? I don't remember.
I honestly don't know.
Another callback I liked was when Beth was covered in blood and she was doing the really big eyes. It reminded me of Ash.
Oh yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Was that when she was
Covered
drilling
in
the
blood.
chainsaw into her head? Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are any of these characters related to Ash?
I don't think
Mm,
so.
No, probably not.
No.
Bruce.
That's probably good then. We don't need another Star Wars situation.
Yeah,
Uh,
the bloodline.
I mean, in a way, we kind of, it kind of is a Star Wars situation. I mean,
Well, because you have there's like a Skywalkers and shit related to each other. Oh, I know this guy from this thing. Oh, I know him from that and shit. So in that regard, if that's not the case, then I appreciate that.
yeah,
All original characters.
right.
one thing I noticed they used really heavily was I don't know if it's called a dioptic lens.
No, I know it's a split diopter.
split
I noticed-
diopter lens.
They did that about 5 times. I know exactly what
What
you're
is
talking about.
It's
Well-
the whole lens itself is set to a certain level, but then they have like a super zoomed section of it or like a different focal point. So
Yes.
that way you can capture somebody who's really far, but then you can capture your second person who's super close.
Yes.
You don't have to like do a lens switch.
And I don't know
Swap
if
that
you like nowadays. I guess that's all digital. Maybe they just like try to make it look like because like back in
Oh.
the film days, they actually had to do what you just said.
Yeah.
Nowadays, since everything's digital, I don't know if they. I'm sure they don't have to do it like that.
Just put a blur filter on there.
Maybe
Mhm.
so. But I noticed it, and it is neat. It's basically so yeah, like what Carlos said. Like the people in the foreground are in the same focus as the people in the or foreground and the background. So it's like basically everyone's at the center of attention. Do they do that in the thing? They probably. I guess they do that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shots when the professor grabs the
Yes,
acid, but
yes.
our hero's in the doorway.
Type in split diopter, maybe.
Split diopter.
Brian De Palma would do it a shit ton. It's in a lot of movies. Like people that know how to really use widescreen well do it.
Mhm.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great shot.
So that way
when
you can see this guy who's super close. He's not out of focus.
Yeah, so
Everything's in focus.
Everyone's
Hmm.
basically in focus and frame.
Yeah.
Can you share
Like-
that to the stream?
Oh, let me try to pull it.
Do it in Star Trek too.
Yeah.
Jaws. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
See, you
Jaws.
can see the blur. You see the blur. Yeah.
Oh, like right in the middle.
Yes.
pretty much?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that scene where Beth is playing the record back, and then her sister comes through the.
Yeah. There. I
Yeah.
kind of at least like 5.
There was
at
a
least
lot.
like 5 shots, which is cool. It's cool that it's like these people hopefully know what they're doing in regards to filmmaking. Which is
It's
neat.
it's one of my favorite like lens types.
Yeah, me too.
Whenever I see it in a movie.
Same.
Like
Let me
when
see if
you
I can-
can tell what the fuck is happening.
So yeah, like this one, not only is this guy super close in focus, but you can see the blur around his hairline, and then in the background you can kind
Same
of
shirt
see
really blends in well with the water.
you can see like the kid in the background too is kind of in focus.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Carlos is the kid.
yeah. Hey, I'm over here.
He's drowning.
He's in the new beach. He's walking up and down the beach, stepping on piss clams.
There was
His
that
clamps.
shot though, or I like those shots because I don't know, I just really like that kind of lens type.
Yeah, same.
And then in the beginning, the very intro, when we're going up to that modern type cabin, the whole like background is like curved in a way.
Yeah.
Looked like one big circular shot. I don't know how they pulled that one off.
So again, like back in the day when you shot 235-1, you had to use these special anamorphic lenses. So it kind of looks like fisheye a little bit, like on the very, because I've been watching a lot of movies recently with that. And it kind of looks like it's like they're almost shooting fisheye, but they're not. It's just the way the lenses were. Because that's the way the way you shoot anamorphically, again, at least back in the day, it was like smushed. And then when you set up the lens, it would like stretch it out. And that's how you got like the wide lens, the
Whoa.
wide sort of screen. And
So it looks like normal.
yes, exactly. So I don't know if that's what they were going for. I know exactly where I noticed it, and it's when she's walking to the cabin, and you can see like the cars are a little like kind of
Wonky.
like circular. Yeah.
Gives it that like unsettling,
Yeah.
something might happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
feeling.
Again, I don't know if the cinematographer or whatever like wanted to pay homage to the filmmaking of yesteryear. I have no idea.
hmm
It was kind of neat though.
hmm
Gives us something to talk about. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
I had a big gripe with the storyline.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
So in the very beginning,
Please.
Beth finds out she's pregnant,
Mhm.
and then she takes a flight home to go to her sister immediately. And I hated that so much throughout the whole. It kept coming up over and over again. Like she's like maybe 5-6 weeks pregnant, and it was a big part of the movie, and I did not like it at all. I was telling Carlos about it, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't have the same like life experience as you." And I thought it was like endearing and kind of sweet and whatever. I was like, "No, I hated it. Like, it kind of almost showed that the only reason why she cared about her nieces and nephew, was because she's got a baby herself. Like, she can't care about her family otherwise." I was just so annoyed with it. And then also, she kept grabbing her stomach like. She's only like 5 weeks pregnant. I was telling them it's like a blood clot. Like, stop. It
Yeah.
Yeah.
was very annoying to me.
She has irritable bowels.
Yeah.
That's
Go
right.
take a dump, dude. You're
Yeah,
fine.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. It was kind of shoehorned in. Yeah,
like it didn't add anything to
It really
story.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you could probably take that out of the movie. It probably wouldn't
It'd be
change
the same
anything.
thing.
No,
yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like I think the writers probably wanted to give the character motive to
Mhm.
save the kids,
Mm.
but it's like you don't. That
She's their aunt.
yeah, exactly.
She
It's
doesn't
like
need that.
you don't.
That alone should have been it. You know?
Yeah, like I don't know.
So at the beginning, so I think, the reason why they just made her pregnant was to give her a reason to go visit her sister, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
it's been like I haven't seen you guys in
Yeah.
forever. I feel like a bad aunt for now.
Yeah.
They could have done X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z to say why she's visiting.
Mhm.
I think there's probably they tried to tie it in a lot, but one of them was when the sister, whatever her name is, said, or when she was a deadite, she was like, "You're just a groupie. Just get pregnant because she's a groupie." But I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's other ways to dig at her or make it real. I don't know. I hated it. I did not like that.
That's
No,
really
fair.
yeah, like we start like it. So the cabin part happens, and then we cut to her. She's like in a bathroom stall peeing,
Mhm.
doing the prayer. I was like, did
Pregnancy
Chuck
test.
Berry make this movie? Like, what's going on? And then it's like, okay, she's taking a pregnancy test, and yeah, it just didn't. It's not really that.
When
neat.
it showed positive, the whole audience went boo.
It didn't even show. It's like we know.
She just looked at it,
We know
and
from
then
her
it cuts.
face, like, oh, it's
Yeah.
positive. Yeah. Well, it's like not only that. It's like I knew it was gonna be fucking. It's like why are you gonna? You're not gonna show this. You'd be like, oh, negative, cool. Like, it's gonna be like, okay, they're setting up. She's gonna be pregnant. Okay, it's just so like you could like see it coming from a mile away.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I don't know, like, but the thing, it didn't. Again, thankfully, it didn't ruin the movie for me. Like, it's
They're
not,
trying to structure some sort of story, I
right,
guess.
and I guess like maybe props to try, but it's just not necessary.
I felt very worried up until about 20 minutes into the movie where the kids find the Necronomicon. I was like, what? In the bottom of a parking structure, there's like a hidden temple, like Indiana Jones
See,
style.
I actually I didn't mind that.
No, yeah,
No,
no, that's when
yeah,
it picked up, and I was like,
yeah.
okay,
Right. 'Cause
they
hold
did-
on, this is new,
Yeah,
this is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's when I was just
Uh-huh.
like, okay, that's when I was like, you know what? Okay, I don't mind
Because they
this,
said
yeah.
the apartments, it used to be a bank before.
Right.
So they was built on top of
that's
a bank.
that's right. Like
So the vault was like underground or something like that.
right.
And they just never sealed the.
That's hella
The
cool.
vault.
Like it's like
and stuff.
she's like worried
Yeah.
about a ghost. Like if you walk around with coins in your pockets, the ghosts will get mad at you or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that was kind of neat. Like, so what was the backstory with that? Like, it had to do with priests because there's pictures of priests, right?
Yeah, I think he was saying 1922
Yeah,
or
somewhere around there,
something.
yeah.
Which I think that was probably one of my favorite scenes was when the son he puts the record on and he's like figuring it out and having to spin it with his finger in order to actually hear it and understand it. That added to a lot of the
Oh, yeah,
tension.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we get that reading of like the Necronomicon, like the
Mm-hmm.
original movies. That was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I think that was probably one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Because we're not only playing with newer technology, like he has like a soundboard and everything, and it still was able to maintain like a creepiness.
Mhm.
You didn't need like the cabin with the old what's that called? Like a tape,
The tape player.
the tape player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did it with the
was
vinyl.
tape.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
It's fun.
Next movie they'll do CDs.
Yeah.
They'll do an iPod.
The
eventually.
ancient technology.
Yeah,
Of a
The
CD.
iPod Nano.
the iPod Nano, of course, the best iPod.
Some of the artwork in the book, the Monster Book of Monsters, it reminded me. Excuse the video game reference, but it reminds me of whenever you beat a level in Doom 2. Shows like the artwork,
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get
Yeah.
like
that.
that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was hellish looking,
Yeah,
like Dante's Inferno or something.
right.
Yeah.
I keep seeing. I guess I don't know if this is the right time to bring it up, but I keep seeing that like the Bruce Campbell apparently has a cameo in this. I think he's one of the voices in when he's playing the record.
Really?
Mm.
I can
What
see
else
that.
would it be?
Maybe like he's in the background saying, "Turn it off."
Yes,
Or
it's got to be
get rid of the book.
because like what else would he be?
I don't know.
It's
Something
gotta
you
be
don't
that.
recognize.
Was he
I
the
don't
bum
know.
outside when she opens the window to try to scream for help?
Oh,
He's the bum.
Whatever it's
Perhaps.
Isn't that the
Perhaps.
same thing he did in Marvel? He was
Yeah,
The hot dog cart
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Doctor
He
Strange,
was
yeah.
like beating himself up or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
The cast
Yeah.
is on him.
Hot dog business is bad.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Yeah.
Did,
Ozzy,
go ahead.
what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was Beth doing the blood pose.
The,
Like
the what?
the blood pose, like she's just covered in blood and her eyes are like just whitened. Thought that was pretty cool, like homage to Ash.
It looked good too.
That and the eyeball scene. I just thought that was hilarious. Like I was like,
You got a good laugh in the theater.
Yeah.
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 I for sure laughed. I was pretty loud. I was pretty loud.
What did she say? She's like, you suck on mommy's titties or some shit.
I got a big
Oh.
laugh.
Oh,
I got the biggest
yeah.
laugh, I want to say. She's like, you're a parasite, titty sucking parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got probably the biggest laugh.
I got that totally wrong. I couldn't remember the line.
I because I was thinking about it. I couldn't when he said the titty thing. I was like, that's what she said.
Yeah.
I also really liked the way like the Necronomicon was like opening up too, like how like the teeth were like kind of extending, growing, and then just
Blood activated.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Them shit kids getting in trouble.
Yeah,
You dang kids.
those meddling kids.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say when Beth, when she got stabbed through the hand, I thought she was gonna go the whole Ash route where she had to chop off her hand because the daughter she got scratched on the cheek, and that caused her to get possessed when she got that scratch on the cheek.
I wonder,
And
did the
Beth-
mom use her fingernail or
Yeah,
something?
or something like that. I think
She
when
used
she
a tattoo gun.
She
oh yeah,
did,
the tattoo. When she
Yeah.
remember she was gonna go for the eye, and then she turned and she cut her right here,
Right,
and then that's how she got possessed from that cut.
right.
So I thought when the mom stabbed Beth through the
I kind
hand,
of did too. Yeah.
and then I saw the daughter getting possessed. I was like, damn, she's gonna have to go the Ash route and chop off her hand, but she never got. Nothing happened to her.
Dang. Yeah, that's why I don't get tattoos.
Right.
I don't want all that ink to start pouring out of my mouth and eyeballs.
Yeah.
Hepatitis.
Yeah, the whole time I thought she was gonna cut off her arm too, or her hand. But
They-
she never did.
Yeah, she takes a hand shot immediately.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
glad they didn't do that though, because
Yeah.
it would have been like, remember when Ash did this?
Oh,
And
that's
Evil
true.
Dead
That's true.
2? Remember that?
Remember berries.
I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. It would have made sense. You're
But
right.
yeah, but like everybody
It would-
else
yeah,
that got
yeah, it
like
would've made-
the boy he got stabbed
Right.
and he got possessed.
It would have
she got-
made
You know, it
sense.
made sense, but
Maybe-
nothing happened to her.
Right. Yeah.
That's
I don't
weird.
know. Yeah. Good. That's it.
Or even the cheese grater cuts. Nothing happened.
Sure. I don't know. Yeah, she's just kind of impervious to it all for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the elevator with all the blood rushing out?
The Shining.
The Shining.
I was gonna say-
Yes,
That's
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Which I'm sure is what they were probably doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very obvious.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I like the play on it though. It's like falling hella far.
Right.
Well, and not only is it just an elevator full of blood, but we're trapped in it, drowning in
Yeah.
a bunch of blood. That's kind of fun. Fun take on
Yeah.
it. And then it lands, and they all just spill out.
Right.
I wonder
What
if you
would
could
it look like if you're in that elevator and it's
Yeah.
filling up with blood? There you go.
I
There
gotta,
you go.
I gotta say, I didn't really care. I think the weakest part of the film was the sister, who gets possessed by the tattoo gun scar.
Knockoff Selena Gomez.
Well, she was like stiff the whole time. She never like. She always had like her arms down by her side, and then she would like turn her really long like giraffe neck and like, what's going on, Mom? What's going on? It's like, it wasn't my favorite acting. I did like the brother though.
Okay, here's a question for all of you. There's a point where Christian's like, "Wait, is that their mom?"
Who, the deadite Jason?
Yeah. No, it was before she turned into a deadite. It was when they're kind of just like getting some of the characters up. And Christian, he asked me, he's like, "Is that their mom?" And I kind of see it. It's like, yeah, I can kind of see like, wait, yeah, she's
It's just the roommate.
Doesn't really seem like their mom. Yeah,
She's got the haircut, like their actual moms, like
She's-
got tattoos in her
Yeah.
hair. And
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't seem too momish at first.
Yeah. I don't know.
Good
Yeah.
point.
I thought that was funny though. I was like, yeah, apparently so. the movie wants us to believe that is their mom.
I don't know. It's cool.
The littlest one, yes, but the other two, it's like I don't know, maybe stretching it.
The hot mom
The
She was a hot mom.
the milk.
Mommy.
Mommy, sorry.
before
Mommy?
she turned
Mama.
into the yeah, Mamma Mia. Mamma
She was
Mia,
hot as a
Papa Mia.
deadite too.
I
Possessed
don't know.
by
So-
Eyes.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
really even the
I was
eyes.
full
Eat
force.
my eyeballs and spit them out,
already.
baby.
Please.
It ain't gonna work for me.
what that mouth do.
Beforehand, sure, but even then, like I don't know. She's a good looking chick. I think I prefer the sister. She's kind of more my type.
The aunt.
Yeah.
Uh,
Either way, good looking goosh.
what about the youngest daughter?
She was alright.
I thought that.
I know. I thought you were gonna ask him about that.
I'm not
Like,
going
what
with
did you
that.
think about her looks?
Not a good setup, not a good setup.
Yeah.
The youngest daughter, Nell Fisher, though, I thought she did a really good performance, and it's really hard to find a good child actor.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I thought she did really good. Now, she didn't have a lot to do because she's a kid. She's not. I mean, she did get one of the first kills almost when she puts the stick through her sister's head.
Oh, yeah,
Which-
the baby doll head.
Yeah, which was gruesome. That was a gruesome wooden stick through the head. But other than that, I thought she did pretty good.
Yeah, she was fine.
Yeah, for a child actor.
I thought the one sister, when she's eating the glass, it reminded me of the Grinch.
Oh my
You said that-
God.
You said that in the theater and I laughed.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
that made me crack up.
It did remind me of something, but I didn't realize it until you just said that.
Yeah,
That
because
was great.
the Grinch and the Ron Howard Grinch, he like breaks a bottle and starts munching on glass. I was like, hey, it's like a Grinch reference, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
It
God.
says you put on the Grinch for 30 minutes and then you went back to Afro Horse.
Yes.
The Evil Dead eyes. What do you think? What do you guys think? Are you guys ready for like a whole bunch of more Evil Dead, Risen's Evil Dead, Rose,
I don't care.
Yeah,
Evil Dead lays down?
Yeah, Evil Dead. Yeah.
I think I
Evil
saw
Dead
Bruce
false
Campbell
senses.
say that he's gonna start pumping them out every like 2 years, so start producing them.
Bruce Campbell is?
2 or 3 years. Yeah, him and Sam Raimi are the producers.
I'd rather they not. For
No,
sure.
you don't want any more.
No. I didn't even want this one.
It was nice the way it was. Like, I,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
You want part 4? I'm too old for those movies now, sir.
And I'm tired of movies setting up for a sequel. Like, just make
Yeah.
something cool and
I agree.
invest all of your effort into that.
Yeah, I agree.
Ozzy, do you have any predictions for what the next one's gonna be called? Are you ready for it?
Evil Dead backwards.
Oh.
And the backwards man, and backwards man.
That's perfect.
Juan,
Yeah,
do you want any
put
more?
Tom Green in an Evil Dead movie.
I'm here for that.
Oh my god.
Same.
Oh my god.
He does something weird with his testes. Like,
Yes.
'cause they had that surgery video.
Spit him out and kill somebody like that.
Yeah.
When he's jerking out the horse becomes the Evil Dead horse Deadite thing. And
Mommy wants to play with the horsey. Mommy wants to play with the horsey.
Juan,
I
do
don't
you,
know. Do you think they're gonna continue on?
Probably-
They have
this is
to.
probably
The-
gonna
the
make- this is
reboot
probably
They're
never-
going to.
probably
Yeah.
making money.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say the reboot never went anywhere, but
Good point. Yeah.
you know,
Oh, that's
I don't know how-
true.
what,
Did that-
if,
did that make-
what if that happens to this one? You know,
I think this is making.
Probably
Well, I don't
different.
know. It's only been out a day, so
Mm.
I can see it. See, that's the thing with these.
at least going one more
it's
movie.
like Scream. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Scream 4. You know, we didn't hear anything for a while, and then Halloween came out, the 2018 Halloween,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, oh, let's
Make a Scream.
Yes, and then that got really big, and we got like Scream 6 immediately.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
true, true.
so maybe with this might make a shitload of money this weekend, and they'll be like,
There'll
all
probably
right,
be one more for sure. Then.
Yeah.
all right, we need more. All the Hollywood executives. All right, we need more of those Evil Dead movies. They're raking in all the cash.
Break out the money printers, baby.
Exactly.
The name prints it.
Yeah.
I will say the Evil Dead TV show feels more like the Evil Dead
Yeah.
films,
Oh,
especially
wow.
because it
Yeah,
has
definitely
Bruce Campbell. maybe I would watch those again before I watch this
Yeah.
because I do like Bruce Campbell with his chainsaw hand.
Yeah,
Double barrel.
I agree. That's
a formula.
That's Evil Dead. you
That's
know?
Evil Dead.
Yeah,
It's Evil Dead.
exactly. Like this is just see, like I kind of view it as like the Evil Dead, the first three, like this original Star Wars trilogy, and everything else.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. Like to an extent, I kind of view it as that. Just like those three, I really enjoy, and then everything else is just kind of give or take.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know. That's just me.
Fun way to spend a couple hours and forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to rate it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Christian, do you want to go first?
Okay.
How many apartment levels out of 5 do you give it?
Yeah, the five.
I'll give it the third floor.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
Third floor, in a 5-floor apartment building.
Okay.
A
Yeah,
decent.
I mean,
It's
I thought it was fine. You know, it was A lot of it felt very like, I don't know, generic modern horror movie kind of thing to me. I don't know a ton about Evil Dead, so like I said earlier, I've only seen the first one, but yeah, I mean, there was, like I said, I like the imagery in it. I thought the acting was pretty good, not bad. I'd tell someone to go watch it. If you like Evil Dead, you should probably go and check this out for sure. I'm not a crazy Evil Dead fan or whatever. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was fun. It was cool, but yeah. Bottom line, if you like Evil Dead, go check it out. That's all I have to say.
Ian, what do you give it?
Same thing, 3 out of 5.
Nice.
Yeah, for pretty much everything that Christian said. It was decent. I wasn't pissed off. Nothing really pissed me off. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed watching movies and not being pissed off. Yeah, it was a decent time, and it could have been worse. Could have been better, yes. One thing, Ozzy, I need to ask you, and anybody else that wants to answer this, because I think you, out of all of these people, might have seen the most. When the two dudes that came up to the door, like we're marathoning all the Freddy movies, like even the shitty ones. They're not all, none of them are shitty. Do you agree with you? What's your take on that statement?
There are some that we just don't even talk about. There's some that are like,
which ones?
Okay, I would say for Freddy or.
Right when they said that, I was like, I gotta talk to Ozzy about that.
I would say all of them in general, they weren't like, oh man, I love this movie. Like this whole series so far. It was more of like the Freddy versus Jason that was like, oh wow, like this is something that I preferred mainly about Freddy.
Which ones have you seen?
I've seen all of them.
Oh, okay.
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
But
Glad I asked.
But for me, it was more like something about like the Freddy versus Jason. Like I kind of saw everything of Freddy and like getting rid of all the cheesiness. I'm just seeing them just fight. That's kind of like what I really enjoyed more about it.
I think this is probably taking a turn. Can I say what I want to say without derailing the podcast?
The only good one is the remake from 2016.
I there's a lot of, I don't really care for Freddy versus Jason, and I disagree with the cheesy, because like there's like a part where like Freddy is like ping-ponging Jason around the boiler room. It's like ping,
that is very true.
It's like,
are there like Looney Tunes zippy sounds?
it's like, no, it's like a pinball machine, like ping 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 ping. It's like,
I think that was like one of the only ones of either of those movies that I ever saw was the Freddy vs. Jason, and it is a little bit more action orientated from what I remember than like horror. So I think that's why I like that one too, because I was never into horror when I was younger.
There's a lot to me there. For one thing, it came out way too late. It was in development hell forever. New Line put it out, and New Line owned Freddy, and they didn't have the rights to the Friday the 13th name, so they could only do so much with Jason. That's why like Jason Goes to Hell, they only say Jason in it, not Friday the 13th, because when they bought it from Paramount, they didn't actually buy the Friday the 13th name. And I think they did Jason dirty in that movie. He's like a lumbering idiot. And to me, Jason was like a calculated, like, I'm going to kill you. Like I am, he's a man possessed, and Freddy versus Jason, he's just like a zombie idiot, fall down the stairs and his shoes fall off. Like just stupid.
Yeah. He was definitely nerfed. He was definitely nerfed.
Yeah.
Like, compared to like that.
And I get like I'm sure like a lot of people our age really like it, because like, we grew up in that era of when it came out.
Yeah.
But and I don't like, I'll throw it on every once in a while, but
You're still waiting for Freddy versus Jason versus the Evil Dead?
that was a thing forever.
I remember when that movie came out, they were making so many like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
was the next-
who's gonna be added to the verse?
It was either gonna be like that or like Hellraiser or
I think
even Michael Myers.
Myers
The Smash
or
Brothers
even-
universe.
So that's what's gonna
But
turn into.
I think
is
the
a
big
celebrity.
one was Evil Dead. Yeah,
Mm.
there we go. We tied it all back
There you
together.
go.
Yeah, yeah. It's like gonna be like Freddy. They made like comic books. I think like Freddy versus Jason versus Ash,
That sounds
and like
familiar.
Ash was the one who had to like come in and settle shit.
That's
Oh,
fucking.
dude, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. the
I've
one
never
on
read
town.
them, but yeah, I don't know if they ever. I want to say they talked about making a movie about it because that Freddy versus Jason made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was a big hit.
Makes sense.
But yeah, they just it was probably a rights thing. Probably a rights. I don't know. I don't think New Line had the rights to Evil Dead at the time. But yeah.
Juan, what do you
Yeah,
give
sorry,
Evil Dead
back
Rise?
to back to the ratings. Sorry.
I give this movie a 3 out of 10 or a 3 out of 5, just because it was a good watch. It was a good movie, but for me, it's not my favorite Evil Dead from the Evil Dead franchise. I still prefer Army of Darkness as my favorite.
Really, that's
Yeah.
your favorite too, right?
Yeah.
That's
Well, it
my-
was as a kid, but then I watched it recently, and Evil Dead 2 went up
See,
on the
that's
scale
my
for me.
that's my
Okay,
least
okay.
favorite. That's the Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, it's the third one, but it's the one I like the least. I
Mm.
still like it. I
Mm.
still think it's a
Yeah.
good movie, but it's kind of to the point where it started kind of, for lack of a better phrase, jumping the shark
Mm.
a little bit. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of comedy.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I grew up.
And a lot of people,
Like my
yeah, a
my
lot
uncle
of,
would always watch Army
Right.
of Darkness, so that's why I grew up with Army of Darkness.
yeah,
I just
Yeah.
a
fell
lot
in
of
love
people
with
like
it,
like a
yeah.
lot of people saw it on
Yeah.
TV growing
Yeah.
up. Like a lot of people, it's their favorite, and I totally get it. I like it a lot, but to me, like I
Then Evil Dead 2 is my second.
see that's I think Evil 2 balances the horror and the comedy
Mm.
perfectly.
Okay.
Good point. Good point.
Anyway,
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, it's still worth the watch. You should go see it and everything. But yeah,
would you choose this or the remake?
I don't remember the remake. That's why I can't really say.
There you go. Yeah, I definitely choose this over the remake.
I probably
Right.
will too.
As
Yeah.
of right now.
Yeah, definitely. Oz, what do you give it?
I'm gonna do 3 out of 5 as well. 3 out of 5. I give credit to it for paying homage to like the blood scene and having the chainsaw, the iconic stuff. Necronomicon without a face, that just personally bugged me.
Yeah,
just like seeing it all the time, just like, man, is the face
That
gonna pop
that
up?
was an odd choice.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a risk. It was
Yeah.
a risk, and they didn't land with that.
Yeah.
Story wise too, there's just so many things where I was like, huh, like wait a second, kind of like I think Juan mentioned it with the glass to the hand.
Oh, yeah.
she done so already. Like she had to cut off her hand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 out of 5. I feel like that's solid. That I would definitely say watch it.
Mhm.
At least watch it.
Nice. Sam, what do you give Evil Dead Rise?
So, with the storyline lacking, in my opinion, but the visuals making up for it, and also the idea that these characters may be in the video game eventually, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 as well. I want to see the mom with her 2 kids attached to her as one of the.
Yeah, I could definitely see them putting that in the game.
Yeah,
That'd be scary.
fun.
It'd be fun to play as.
Henrietta, which is one of my favorite bosses to fight against.
Henrietta. Which one is that from?
She's just a really big lady. I
That's
don't
from-
know.
I think it's from the second one.
Yeah, and
I
she like
think.
body slams and
Okay.
throws up, and
Nice.
I don't know. I like that. I like the bosses.
Nice.
I think Henrietta was the wife of the guy who was on the tape recordings. My wife Henrietta
Oh,
has
really?
been taken over.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I thought Henrietta was a character in one of the
Like
doesn't-
one of the
she-
schoolgirls.
maybe I'm wrong.
No.
It
No,
didn't look
'cause
like one of those
Maybe,
ladies.
maybe I'm wrong then. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
She's cool. She's creepy.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
As for me, I will give it a little bit higher. I'll go 3.5 out of 5. Yeah. Are you okay, Christian?
I really wanted to hear your recommendation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5, guys. I felt a lot of tension for the Necronomicon scene. I felt like they updated the genre from the 70s and were able to include young and hip kids in this one, new technologies.
Modern
Yeah, modern take, and I really like the high rise. It's a good change of pace. Maybe it didn't need to be called Evil Dead, Maybe it could have just been called Dead Rise or something, you know, separate from the franchise.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising, yeah. Rising Dead.
High rise,
Rising.
dead high rise. I don't know.
Dead High Rise, yeah. It definitely didn't feel like Evil Dead like we're used to.
See, that's the thing. I almost feel like calling this Evil Dead drags it down because he could have done so much.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like the chainsaw, the shotgun, the the book. It's like it almost like kind of
They try to force the connection.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I almost feel like maybe that hinders it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But at the same time, I still thought it was all right. I don't know. I feel like you probably might have been able to make like a maybe more interesting movie. I don't know.
I think it should have been like its own.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
It should have been its own thing,
Yeah, because it's just like Evil
and not
Dead,
try to connect it.
just
pretty much.
just leave Evil Dead alone.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's just me.
Yeah. It doesn't get too interesting until about 20 minutes in, so you gotta wait for it. With what is it, 1.5 hour runtime? Kind of takes a good chunk out of it.
Wasn't too long.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not too long. The mom, she was a really good deadite. They played with a lot of different camera choices, like we were talking about.
Right.
Yeah, the visuals, like we're saying, is great. The gore, just didn't feel like an Evil Dead movie. I think, but it is a good, fun horror flick to watch with the buds on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to throw another Evil Dead low at me, I'll take it. I don't know. I'll go see it again. I'll go see Evil Dead Risen.
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Prison.
the Risen.
I thought you
Evil
said
Dead
it's
Rose.
gonna be in prison.
Ooh, that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be
That'd be
another
cool.
chance.
There you go,
Yeah,
Hollywood.
there we go.
There you go.
Evil
There
Dead
you
in the
go.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, good score overall. I mean, a passing grade at least. All threes
Yeah.
across the board.
Right,
I gotta
yeah.
say, I question your scoring for this movie when you trashed on Freddy Got Fingered so bad.
I give Freddy Got Fingered a
True.
1. This one a 3.5.
One finger.
I got different taste. Different taste.
Different things.
I'm the backwards man.
You walk backwards as fast as you can.
But yeah, that wraps up Evil Dead Rise. Next time we'll be reviewing Nicolas Cage's Renfield, and then I think next week that film Sisu comes out, where he's a gold miner, and it's done by the same people who did John Wick.
Finland. Is it take place in Finland?
I think so. Yeah, it looks action packed. And then Return of the Jedi re-releases back in theaters. We might try to sneak away for that one. Go check it out. But yeah, that's it for this beautiful Friday night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you very much.
Laters, everybody. Bye.